You're Jewish?
I'm Jewish, yes.
You're part of Jews for Jesus?
That's right.
You live in Israel?
I live in Israel.
And here you are in Huntington Beach. Tell me, in a couple of minutes, what was it that brought you to Christ?
Wow. I grew up in a Jewish family. We celebrated the traditional Jewish festivities and holidays. Had my bar mitzvah, Jewish summer camp, I learned Hebrew, and went to live in Israel in my early 20s. And I got really, really deep into New Age spirituality, meditation, thinking that I could enlighten myself, become basically my own God. And I developed my own religion based on Eastern mysticism. And it was great when I was in my 20s because I was traveling the world and single. But when the reality of the world came crashing down and I had to have a business and I had a family to raise and a wife to take care of and kids, that my philosophy wasn't standing on its own. And life became so heavy and so difficult that I actually broke down into depression, anxiety, fear, and suicidal thoughts. And it was at that moment when I completely broke down, then I said, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. And I thought I was very arrogant. I was very narcissistic. And at that moment when I said, I don't know what I'm doing anymore, I had experiences that were related to Jesus everywhere I went, but not just me. It was my wife and my older son at the same time, separately. We would go out of the house, we'd have experiences that were related to Jesus and come home and talk about them. But I wanted to die. I was suicidal. I wanted out of this life because I didn't think that there could be anything better for me. But I was seeking for so long, and I never found the answers. And as I'm having these experiences related to Jesus, I find myself coming back to life, but I'm not doing it. I wasn't meditating myself or changing my behavior or my thoughts to try to create a better attitude and feel better about my life. It was happening inside of me. I hadn't read the New Testament. I hadn't even read the Old Testament, to be fair. But I knew that I was coming back to life. And one day I was in a church for the first time, and it wasn't to impress a girl like when I was younger. It was for real. I went to a church because I was trying to find truth. And the pastor said, Jesus went up onto a mountain with his disciples, and God came out of the mountain and said, this is my beloved son who I love. Listen to him. And as soon as I heard listen to him, I knew that to be true. I ran home and I told my wife I recognized Jesus for who he was, and all of my depression, anxiety, and fear and suicidal thoughts fell off of me in that one moment. And my hands went up in the sky and I said, I'm free. I'm free. And the next morning I was a completely changed man, and I've been consuming the Bible ever since.
Thank you.
You're welcome.